Kalapatids, dito tayo sa isang breeder dito sa Texas, at ito ang kanyang mga bloodlines at ito yung mga kalapati niya. There you go. Come on, come on. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. Yung other side kanina, yun yung mga cock. Ito ngayon yung mga hen. Ito ay dito rin sa amin sa Texas, nasa 30 minutes drive. Tingnan niyo naman. Magaganda sila. See? This is a 2012 hen. She's bred me a lot of winters. She has a cluster in her eye out of my main foundation pair, my 04 pair. You can see the dot inside her pupil. She's one of the foundation hens now, replacing one of her mother, her and 4 of the sisters out of her. And a lot of good birds out of these hens. Got inbreds, you know, back on her father, back on her son. You know, just keeping the line going. The more I inbred, the better they get. You know, the better they fly. Going through a molt. Like to see the 9th and 10th flight. Same length almost, if not the 10th a little bit longer. Great body hens, good throat, small larynx on them, good curtain. So what bloodline is that one? She's she has like 6 different strains in her. Oh, just best of the best. I don't really keep bloodlines. I ain't a pedigree guy, you know. I don't keep pedigrees on them. I know what they're out of, but you know, pedigree for me don't fly. Performance does. So most of my birds is just a blend. I just take, you know, birds that come in good in races week after week. I don't take any one-hit wonders. You know, they have to be up in the 10% for their whole young bird season in order for them to go back into the breeding loft. But they still got to pass, you know, body, wing, tail, you know, tight vents, you know. throat, eye, you know, everything before I put them in the breeding loft. Put them in the breeding loft. I never make same pairs twice, you know. I always change mates on them because I'm just trying to see if it's a hen or the cock, or if it's a, you know, pair that clicks together and only together. If they do that, usually I'll sell the pair together, you know, because I ain't, you know, for, you know, hit pairs. You know, I'd rather have something that I could put whatever I want to put with, you know, and they'll bring me good birds. This hen right here, I mean, she's the only one I kept out of everything that I bred out of. And she's all Van Loon, Super 73, 083, 049. She's a double granddaughter of Missy. You know, Missy sold for $18,000 back in 95, I believe, or 96, when Campbell Strange sold his birds. Her father is an inbred mother-son mating when she was mated to her half-brother. Her mother is, her mother's on the grandfather is all 2778 when he was mated to his half-sister, so she carries a lot of good of the Super 73 bloodline in her. And she's out of a full brother-sister mating that I did. And I bred, you know, about 8 birds. She's the only one that qualified, you know, to keep as a breeder to replace her mother. Her mother's already a 2011, and she'll be replacing the mother. I got 2 of her half brothers as well, and just keeping those genes. I like to keep my genes at over 75% of the main foundation breeders that have founded a lot of lofts. And Super 73 was a good bloodline. The only problem was that a lot of people outcrossed all the time, never kept it pure, and the bloodline just, you know, deteriorated. You know, there ain't that many pure birds left. You know, only a couple of people have them pure, but they're always crossing out. And I've kept that line pure for years, and I always cross them out for flying, and I always keep them pure for breeders.
So are you go with the eye color?
Eye color, I'm a big yellow eyes. I love it, yellow eyes. Yellow eyes are more predictable. You could tell more about the yellow eye. Pearl eyes, I do keep a couple of pearl eyes, but I'm not very big on pearl eyes. But I mean, they just have to have muscle, the good wide correlation on them, you know, good granulation, a lot of vibration in the eye. But I mean, yellow eyes are my best colors, you know. I just like yellow eyes. I ain't very big on their violet eye, pearl eye. You know, I just like yellow eyes. You know, they do a lot down here, especially when it's a lot of sun and everything. Yellow eyes usually dominate better than a pearl eye. And a pearl eye, you know, if it's a cloudy day, you know, it's on cloudy days especially, or, you know, they come in better. But I always prefer a yellow eye. I'm Nicholas Hoyos from South Texas Loft here in Edinburgh, Texas. You know, I fly very competitive, you know. Try to win every race that I can, you know, try to score as many birds as I can into 10%, you know, that's all I care about, 10%, you know. Birds that don't come into 10%, I usually pull them out of the race team. You know, my race team has to be birds that come in together year after, you know, race after race. And I do give out birds to new flyers, you know, and sometimes it's hard to compete against my own birds. It makes it hard because, I mean, they got the same genetics that I got, you know, even though it's in a different handler, they handle pretty good with pretty much anybody that handles these birds, as long as, you know, they're fed right, you know, they're trained. And every year, you know, I mean, I win at least 80% of the races every year. And like I said, you know, the harder it gets, you know, the better my birds. I got races that I win by hours ahead of the next bird. Usually, you know, I'll have, you know, anywhere from 5 to 10 birds on a drop, you know. And I've had, you know, years, you know, I qualified 5 birds in the top 20 birds in the state of Texas. And I had a 10-bird team that year. And to me, the 10-bird team was equal first because every race, they came in together all the way up to, you know, 250 miles. I mean, the whole team was coming in at the same time. They were clocking in within seconds apart from each other. I had the #1 bird in Texas that year. That hen to me was, you know, good, but her sister was better, even though the sister came in and she always stayed flying for another 5-10 minutes, you know. And that's about it, you know, about my birds. They're still flying good, you know, and it's right at noon, you know, hot. It's already, you know, close to 100 degrees. And I mean, they fly 30, 40 minutes in this heat. .92 degrees, you know. We got 4-mile-an-hour winds. Humidity is at 99. And birds been flying already for at least 30 minutes, easy. And they're still going.
Nowhere to found.
That's when you know birds are well conditioned, you know. I mean, flying in this heat, you know, as long as they're flying. These are my cocks, you know, my breeders. I got my old foundation cock is that one right underneath that silver. He's a 2004. And out of him here, I got, I believe, 5 of his sons and 4 grandsons. And I got 2 that are double grandsons out of him. And all these birds have bred me winners. That silver there is a Germanian inbred, long distance. You know, they do 100 to 500 miles. His first year breeding in my loft, I crossed him into a double granddaughter, and out of that, my main foundation cock, I got 3 in my race team, and they're doing real good. So hopefully they'll help my line out, toughen it up some more, and see how it goes this year with his kids in my race team. See if they could last the brutal young bird races, you know, from 100 300 miles on these hot, you know, days with, you know, anywhere from 20 to 30 mile an hour headwinds. Yeah. Here's some young birds from this year, late hatches, that I'm gonna go ahead and give you, you know, including with the other ones. You could train them, or, you know, just loft fly them around your house. They'll be great breeders. You know, they're out of my same thing that I'm flying, you know. These are just late hatches that I breed out every year just to go through them and make sure I still got seed for my foundation, you know, keep going through my birds with young birds. And most of my birds, blue bars, you know, that's my color. You know, blue bars, yellow eyes.
Yeah, they were yellow.
Yes. This one here, 638, is out of a half-brother sister mating. The mother was at number 21 with the clustered in her eyes. And her father is an inbred, father-daughter mating, so he carries out of my main foundation blue bar. He's on the pedigree at least 3 times, you know, as a double grandfather and great-grandfather as well. Little checker hen. She carries out of my blue bar. out of I believe a double granddaughter, and the father is also a grandson, and she carries, you know, the old cock blue bar and the Van Loon in her. Nice little checker hand cock. Double. He's a grandson out of my blue bar cock. Made it back to a daughter out of him, and his father is half brother to my Van Loon cock that bred me my #1 bird in Texas, and he breeds me all my 300-mile futurity winners. Little hen, she's bred out of my race team. She's also a double granddaughter out of my blue bar cock with some of a Van Loon bloodline. Here's another blue bar nest mate to the last one in there. Also my blue bar bloodline with the Van Loon. Nice little hen as well. These are out of their Okie Hubans, you know, out of Bob McCarthy's stuff. First year breeding out of this pair. I have some flying. I believe I got 1 or 2 flying, and just trying to breed a new bloodline. See what they do. You know, either they improve me or they don't continue being breeders here. The Okie Huban nest mate to the last one in there. Nice little hand. You got a good wing on them. You know, buoyant. You know, new bloodlines trying out. See what they do. He might be good already. He's almost closed up on the bottom. But he's another Huban. He's a purebred Huban out of Clausings. You know, they go back to they got that inbreak in them, and Davy Jr. I mean, they're very line bred, inbred. Davy Jr. Just another ones that, you know, trying out. See what they do here in the heat. Got that from Burn. Yeah, they're almost ready to come in. You know, they should start circling back in and coming in. It's been already, what, 45 minutes?
I guess, yeah.
They're coming in. Oh, stand back. They're coming in already. Come on. Yeah, stand back some more. I mean, they don't know who you are. Be 20 on. They don't even look tired for fight.
Yeah. They go straight. Ayan, magpapainom na siya ng tubig. Kasi nag-low fly siya. 45 minutes, I guess.
This here's my best Van Loon cock I got. You know, he's a 2011. His sisters bred me winners. You know, he's bred me winners. He's actually one of my foundations. His most of his offsprings were my, I call them my 300-mile specialists. You know, 300-mile race, and they're all always in the clock in the 300-mile race. They got that big wing on them. You know, 8, 9, and 10 as the ladder. 10 being the longest. You know, single pintail feather. You know, looks a little down, but he ain't that thin or anything. He bred 9 rounds this year, and good male. You know, he's actually replacing my 2004 cock. I'm still breeding on my 2004 for stock, but he'll be my next true foundation breeder.